up, Mr. Tommy?
What's up? What's up?
How,
What's up?
how's it going, Richie and Val?
Doing good, man. We'll give it a minute, see if anybody comes on, man. Tell you, man,
Oh,
it's been one of them weeks, dude. I don't know if it was because of the clash, the drive, the shit week, or what it was, but it's been a week, dude.
I think it took me till yesterday to kind of feel decent, just from a little bit of the travel and everything. It was a long weekend, and then, after a long race weekend, generally the next week you're just kind of dragged down a little bit, especially when you're somewhere 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. What's up, Gabe? What's up?
What's up, Vincent?
Like I said, we're gonna wait and get some people on here, and then we'll get started. But um, I know we got a lot to talk about, and
Questions to answer.
yeah, and explain what the difference is in what we doing for a series versus what other series do, and what I'm saying, stuff like that. And um, I was gonna do a couple of giveaways tonight, but we'll probably do that tomorrow night. I'm not really in the giving mood tonight, but I, uh, but you know how it is, Tommy.
It's been one of them weeks. I'm pleasantly surprised I didn't get no boo birds to jump on me from the race this past week.
Well, dude, it's like I said, it's one of them things, man. That was
Right back.
it's one of them things that it turned out to be a good time, man. We had a good time. I mean, it was anybody if anybody watching anywhere can say anything they wanted to say, but if you were there the weekend, it was a good time. It was a good time with friends and new friends, and I look forward to doing it again.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for next year and everything like that. I think it's going to be a good deal. At least upon the side of being prepared and everything like that again. Hmm. I'll go cut that off so I can see stuff.
Yeah, you can't be watching it yourself.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like double indemnity on the radio when you call in and try to win a prize. But for everybody that's on right now, I can't see how many people's on. We'll go ahead and start. So this is our way of announcing. Guess what? For 2023, we're back. So we'll be doing this again next year with the state series like they were. Um, if so, we'll cover that real quickly before we cover other things. So if you want to participate as a NPRC Racing Series chapter, please email or message Rich and Val at WebRC. And the I can't wait to see your war face next year. So you need to message them, and here's what I need you to do. I need you to give me whoever is going to be the race director, that individual, that is the point of contact. We need the point of contact's name, phone number. We need to know where your race location is, and we would prefer you be able to show us some kind of like, hey, we've been racing here. Here's some Facebook, pictures. Here's some Facebook results. Whatever. Here's the reason, guys. We're going to vet people a little bit with this deal. And what we want to do is we want to try to make sure that it's clubs that are established that can get a race, not just five guys that just show up in a church parking lot. I said this last year and want to have a club race or want to have a chapter. So that's what it's about. This year, instead of a 4 hour window, having to be apart from one another in a state, it can be 2 hours. So what that does is that opens it up a little bit to more people, gives more places opportunity. And I think this year, now that people have seen what we have done and seen the Clash of Titans race and understand a little bit better what we're about, they're going to want to get into it. So starting, if you want to send it tonight, so be it. But I would say wait till Friday and the weekend, get all your stuff together, present your case to be a chapter in a manner that looks professional and gives us some information, because we're going to sit down and we're actually going to do a little bit of exploring on the people, like what's your Facebook name, what's your club's Facebook name, where are you racing, stuff like that. We want to make sure that we're offering up a legit way for the top five in your group to have a way to come to the Clash of Champions, stuff like that. Also, if you are accepted and everything goes well, you'll be asked to sign a competition compliance structure form. And what that will entail is this: it will be the race structure, how you run the rounds, what is entailed, 132-foot track, you got to have this, you got to have that. It'll have the car rules, which will be street eliminator rules, which I'll get to that in just a minute. And it'll also talk about like how you award points and stuff like that. So for the rules, we're waiting on the NPRC itself to set out its 2023 rules. Now, per Todd Saltero and some of that group, there are going to be minimal changes. So we don't expect there to really be any change of anything noteworthy over what we ran this year. As far as how the race runs, it'll be 6 races, best out of 5. You get 1 point for signing up. 1 point. So you're guaranteed if you sign up, you get 1 point. And then you get 1 point per round win. Bye rounds count as a round win. Buybacks in the first round only. A buyback does not count as a round win. And then you get the bonus point for winning. Just basically like we did this year, same exact way, except with basically a show up point, a participation point, whatever you want to call it. Some people had a little bit of heartburn over not getting any point. You could run all day and not get a single point. So, okay. But here's the kicker. So if you go to all 6 races, you would get 6 show up points. When when your race director drops your worst race, you still get to keep that 6th point. So you don't lose your show up point. Your show up point is like 6 bonus points per se. No matter what, if you show up 6 times, you got 6 points. So that's how that's going to work. The NPRC Racing Series fee is still $10 this year. 5 of it goes to your local or state, however you want to call it, chapter fund. The other 5 goes to the Clash of Champions. Now, so we went over the point structure. The race format is instant green. No pro trees. None of that. It's instant green. I think it's in your best interest to run instant green because the Clash of Titans is instant green. So it keeps your people in line, keeps them used to a certain format. Tech and all that, we'll get all the tech rules when they come out. There'll be a technical bulletin put out, so no big deal. If you choose to participate as a chapter in the NPRC Racing Series, there is a $50 filing fee, acceptance fee, whatever. That money goes directly towards putting the Clash of Titans on. That's what it goes towards, directly. We don't pocket no money.
Yeah, it's going straight to the pot.
Goes to the pot. So it goes to put all that on, guys.
Yeah, so it's going straight to it's coming back to y'all. So
right. That is our way of everybody being a little more vested. So that's one thing to look at right there. I know some people are like, well, $50. Like, look, last year we had some clubs that kind of jumped in with a half of a toe and run a race or ran 3 races and jumped out. Can't do that. We got to have commitment. Also, let's say your top 5 in points, all 5 don't want to go, and you're going to take somebody else to go to the Clash of Titans. You have to have ran 4 races in that series, not 4 NPRC Racing Series races over 4 states. You have to have run 4 series races for the state that you are going for. So that way, I'm not picking on anybody. That way, there's no 3 race or 1 race people that get into the Clash. 4 races show your support at our level towards the Clash of Titans and towards this. I also, want to take a minute to everybody that did it this first year. I don't know how much better it could have went as far as the only thing that slowed us down at the Clash of Titans was weather. And the only thing that we had to work at during the series was kind of getting everybody on the same page of how we do things in the South. The series itself runs kind of basically like most of the places in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, that area. Some places and all that, yeah. Also, at the Clash of Titans, it'll be first is worst. Your tech we know these rules, 2060 and 844. So we know those things. And it's an instant green light. Like I said, everybody knows now you've got a year to get ready. Hopefully you make it, and you'll be ready to come back down to Okeechobee and everything like that. Now, there's been some questions of why Okeechobee again, and I can tell you simply this: the venue supports the growth and the direction of the race. And what I mean by that is this: there's on-site bathrooms and a shower. Okay, the area is large enough to hold it. It's not a facility that it's not like a shipping yard. It's not like a school or none of that. Uh, it's a permanent RC Motorsports racetrack, and let's just face the weather this time of year. While we did get rained on, and that's just the way it is. It had to be warmer than, say, Illinois or North Dakota. I mean, think about it. There's only so many places you can hold these races. They all have to be southern, whether it's southwest, the south, or southeast. So it fits us. It fits what we're doing and everything like that. Now, if you don't have a chapter or didn't participate last year, no biggie. Put your name in the hat, and we need to know what you're doing. Like, guys, there's plenty of groups out there that are racing that have good numbers. They just didn't participate this past year for whatever reason. But if you want to participate this year, get in touch with the Webbs, get in touch with me. I can point you in the right directions. Vernon, James Cannon, Mike McCutcheon, we're all available. Sean Yulee, we're all available to point you, steer you in the right direction, what you need to do. We would like to start sending out competition compliance structure forms the 1st of December. We're going to try to get through Thanksgiving, guys, before we make a lot of decisions, just because, well, it's Thanksgiving, it's the holiday season, so we would like to have time for our families to do some of the stuff we need to do. Yeah. So look for the ability to start seeing those forms and making your decisions around the 1st of December. And here's the thing: once you have the competition compliance structure form signed and your money's turned in, come January the 1st, if your weather's good, you can fire your series off. We're still going to have I can't remember if we said the end of February, the end of March, probably the end of February, drop dead date. We need to get things going earlier this year than we did last year. Last year, it was April 30th, maybe, was a drop dead date. So we want to back it up a little bit this year. We want to get people, because I ran into it, but I was luckily enough, had run enough races up in the beginning to have some snafus that happened where it allowed me to go long. We don't want people having to run the last weekend. The last weekend of points is October 30th again, basically Halloween, whatever the last weekend in October is. I'll have to look that date up, but the last Sunday in October, that's it. We're going back racing again in Okeechobee the second weekend in November. So it all kind of works out and things like that. I don't think I have a whole lot more on the structure side of it, what changes. So just for transparency, this board is myself, Sean Yulee, Vernon Dean, James Cannon, Richie, and Val. That's the board. If there's any questions, please feel free to contact any of us. A lot of time, and Mike McCutcheon. I don't want to forget Mikey. Me and Mike this year handled a lot of the, hey, how does this work? How does this run? I handled a lot of the technical stuff. It's not, guys, it's basically you're running a state championship format to send your best 5 guys to the Clash of Titans in Florida. That's what it boils down to. So there's not a lot that goes on that you have to change, but the reason we want to make you agree to the competition compliance structure is this. If I go to Georgia, I want the same race as I have in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, anywhere. I want all these races, no matter where you go, it's a $10 fee. The only thing that changes is the track fee and the pot fee. Also, within that, you will not race against a non-MPRC Racing Series competitor in your race. I know that happened some last year. That will not happen again this year. That's not acceptable. This year, it is a MPRC Series race. And then if they want to hold a cash days after or whatever, fine, so be it. I don't care. But it is MPRC on MPRC. That way you get the truest shake out of the points and stuff like that. And we'll have, it's just better that way, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, like I said, if they don't want to be a part of it, then they can come to the next race. But like I said, keep everything together for the series so it's straight.
Oh, right. It don't muddy the water.
I tell you another thing too, though. In y'all's own area now, this ain't got nothing to do with us. We're gonna still just do Outlaw for the Clash of the Titans and everything, but this whole deal is set up to grow the sport, the hobby, to get more people involved, and to get more people involved is to make us a unit and look good doing it. But also at the local level, when y'all have these races, all we want is we do the $10 so that we make sure that you have 5 for your area for the champion, and then we got the 5 to go to the Clash. But it's up to you what you want to do in your area. I mean, if you have a what do they call them, a VLX class, or what are these new classes are that you're doing? You could do your own little point series after the point series and start building that up and see how it goes in y'all's area. But anything to help grow the hobby and make it look good.
Yes, it's 100%. Like at my races, what the hell? At my races, we still run everything. It's worked out fine. Just to let you know, the NPRC, Todd Saltero and Colin and all that group, they basically mimicked. I ain't saying they copied it. It's the same basic premise as our fun stock at Upstate. You can run any of the 3 chassis with whatever tire and a body, and swap the electronics amongst one another. So
Luke's Hobbies does the same thing.
That's what
Luke's does. So there's some very similar, great beginner and novice classes that are available. Plus, it would allow some of these people to come out and see what we do in Street Eliminator at a more professional type national stage level. Not saying that we're like exactly professionals, but still, they get to see, hey, this is what they do. Look, they raced for something to go somewhere, and it meant something. Kind of like a lot of times in some motorsports, you have like a Grand National. Like you might race Sub-Series will race for you to qualify to go. Maxxis does it with go-karts. You have the Maxxis Nationals. You have to get invited. You have to have earned your way in. So, and they do that. So it's kind of a way to do that, and it works out pretty good. So this is the same model. You don't have to run a bunch of races all over the country to qualify for our big race. I ain't going to say that's an advantage, but it kind of is. You stay home. I stay in South Carolina. I don't leave South Carolina all year. I finish in my top 5. I get to come to the Clash Titans. So for some people that can't like me this year, dude, I'm going to be traveling all over. I'm going to have wheels on my ass all year. So, I'm going to do a lot of traveling. Me and some of my buddies might even do some other exploratory forms of drag racing, but that's neither here nor there. And that's what we're going to do. So people that do travel, it's nothing new. People that don't travel a lot, you don't have to travel but one time to go to the granddaddy, the big goat.
Yep. And it's a race of what it's called. It's a race of Titans. That's why you've seen fast numbers like you did with these Titans in the rain.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, guys. They ran 150s on a damp racetrack. Now, there's been a little bit of blowback on why did y'all run in the rain? Why did you do this? So from somebody who was there, me, and from somebody who basically we had to make a lot of quick decisions, me and James, to pivot to get this race in. A lot of people could not travel home Monday. They couldn't even leave Sunday late to travel. They had to leave Sunday morning or Saturday night to get home. So that's we're going to talk about and think about how we pivot for that next year. But what it boils down to is this. The racetrack was suitable. People went down in the 1/6s. Here's what it boils down to. The racetrack doesn't have to set records to be raceable. We have gotten accustomed to, I have to go fast or the racetrack shit. That's not true. All the racetrack has to do is be even in both lanes. If both lanes at 170s as fast as you can go down both lanes, the racetrack's fine. We'll tune our race cars to it. What we do ask is that we have a sufficient shutdown and that there's nothing that's going to kill our cars. So Okeechobee meets all that. As far as it being wet, if a lot of you noticed, I had James and them go get two basically roof patching guns, roof patch torches, and we torched the racetrack and burnt the swamp water out of it to race. If I'm not mistaken, the race was won out of the lane that everybody said was bad, the left lane. If I'm not mistaken, Ron won out of the left lane. So I know why there's a bunch of boo birds and Monday night quarterbacks, and I'll say this: I did not see nowhere near the amount of people storming the castle with pitchforks and torches to fry me as I thought I would. For all the racers there, I apologize for being an ass, but I wanted to get this race done in a certain amount of time so that we ran the race, guys, in less than 3 hours. That's kind of considering what we did. Once we got going, we ran it in less than 3 hours. That's pretty good considering all the obstacles and everything we had to overcome. And you know what? I seen a lot more smiling faces than I did frowns. So that told me that we kind of did the right thing. We had some challenges. We had some equipment failure. That Christmas tree, they don't like water. They don't like humidity. That's nobody's fault. It's just part of it. But the ability to pivot, use high speed cameras and stuff like that for what we needed to do, that's what you do. Don't stay with your heels locked in the sand. Make a decision and go on. That's what we did. Uh, and I can live with it. I lived with it. I don't think what we did affected the outcome. It may have affected the outcome how somebody finished because they just couldn't get down a slower track or whatever. I'm sorry. Sometimes we got to woe these monsters up. I can tell you right now, the fastest two cars on the premises didn't get out of the second round. I can tell you that, which was actually stunning. But that's the way it works. You got to go A to B, and that's part of it. Um, One thing that we never talked about that we talked about last night on a little board conference call that we have was your winner. I don't even know how to know. I don't even know how to say Ron's last name. How do you say Ron's last name, Val?
She can't put her on it, right?
No, don't put me on the spot.
Yeah. We'll just call him Gronkowski.
Hey,
How about that? Ron
just tell him
Gronkowski.
like it is. It's Ron, and we're from the South. That's the way that works. Ron, we're from the
Hey,
South. Congratulations.
hey, Ron. Guess what, buddy? Because not only are you the Clash of Titans champion, but in doing that, there's a reward that comes with it that we never told nobody. You punched your ticket to come to the 2023 Clash of Titans.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
in
have
there.
to finish in the top 5. You don't have to do nothing. You're stuck like Chuck. You're in it. So
Yeah.
wherever you race, now think about this, wherever he races, let's say it's Connecticut again. In Connecticut, if Ron finishes in the top 5, the 6th place man will get an opportunity to come because Ron's already guaranteed. So wherever Ron goes and places in the points, if he's in the top 5, the 6th place man will get that opportunity, and so forth and so on till you get Ron plus 5 out of that area. So that's the benefit to wherever he goes and runs, that area actually gets one more entry to the Clash of Titans in a sense. So Connecticut, if he does run with them again, Connecticut could have 6 entries into the Clash of Titans.
Yeah, and like I said, he's going to be getting the first coin. So as soon as they're made, he will get the first one out.
He gets coin uno.
Yep.
So that Ron, I don't know if you're watching, Bernardi, Aaron, all y'all, make sure the man finds out. That way he gets even more gooder. Since I was
More good.
since some of my buddies, the Ulbrichs, might have said, make sure you turn your captioning on so you can understand what he's saying. And I replied, I speaks more gooder English. I promises. So I think I did pretty good. I went and bought a bunch of words off Wikipedia right quick to use so that it would sound a little more gooders.
Gooders.
We're trying to be professional around here.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
The question was asked, do they have to start racing in February?
No. You can start as soon as you're accepted. You can start as soon as January the 1st.
Yeah, February is the deadline.
You must be done.
Yeah, February will be when we come out with a date on that one. It will be the date that is the deadline date. Nobody else can join a series because, like last year, we let it go a little bit too far, and trying to keep up with points and adding other series in as we're going, it makes it harder to track everything. And one thing I do want to say to all the people that's hosting races, this year, everybody's got an idea how everything works. As the series. Look at me, I'm being a country thing now. Can you understand where coming my mind?
No.
Tim.
but everybody that's in the series throughout the whole year is a part of this series. So no matter if you win one race, 10 races, or no races, when you sign up to go to a race, your name is in our database, and you're going to be a part of whatever's going on. When we do giveaways throughout the year, when we do giveaways at the end, it's in the family. It's going to people that support this thing. And so when y'all do put names down, make sure y'all put down the whole name of the racers and everything.
And last name.
Yeah, everything that we can get for them. So that way we ain't calling out Jim and Joe and Bo. And, you know what I mean? We can have
Cooter Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cooter Bob.
States like in the north, y'all don't actually have to start racing in February or January.
Right.
February is just the last to sign up for it.
Yeah.
So your last day for all your races to be done will be October 29th of 2023. And if you want to participate, your application must be in by February 28th.
It's got to be approved by February 28th.
We would like to. I would hope that you've made your mind
You're killing
up
me, Tommy. You're killing me. You know what I mean? We're doing all the points and keep on. You're killing me, dog. You're killing me.
I'm giving you a 45-day head start from last year, pretty much. So, but guys, realistically, I think 90% of the people that's going to be involved is going to really probably let you know, Rich and Val, by December, early January.
Yeah.
If you were a grandfather club, which means one of the originals, the offer still stands to you. I know some things have changed in Connecticut, but the offer still stands to you to do it again. You don't really have to apply. You just have to raise your hand and say, "Yeah, I want to do it again." That's kind of what it boils down to. Indiana, Connecticut. I think the things in Connecticut will change hands, and I'm pretty sure Indiana kind of flailed away. So if there's somebody else in Indiana that wants to, take over and do this and blah, 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 get in touch with the Webbs. They'll be more than happy to help you.
Yeah, and just remember, no matter what state you're in, if you're in Texas, if you're in anything, remember it's 2 hours. If you're 2 hours away from any other places and you got a place where y'all race, you can have a series. You don't have to have a tree. You don't have to have all that fancy stuff. You just got to have a good place to run, a good group of people, and be established and be willing to help grow this hobby and get fast, because you're going to need to be working all year to get ready for the Titans.
Yes, you will.
We've had several requests that the groups please do not schedule the series race on major race events like Straight Line, Super Chips.
Yeah, and that's just something in your area, wherever your people, whoever's hosting your races, just get with them and try to work with them on it. Just got to remember, it seems like every day more races are coming out. It's like, hey, we're going to have I'm having a big race. Oh, I'm having a big race. No, wait for it. I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? But,
I can.
One more question. Can we still compete in multiple group series?
Yes.
But yes. So
do not travel.
Yes. So let's go over that right quick. So last year I participated in Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. I was South Carolina champion. My points only counted in South Carolina towards my championship. So once again, next year, the champions will not race champions in the first round. And only a champion in the first round can get a bye, if there is a bye. Also, for that right there, if you have a multi-state champion, and there's one let's say I would have won North Carolina, South Carolina, and I show up, and I'm the only one that won 2 championships, I get to buy. If we have more than one multi, then we'll flip a coin, pull a chip, whatever. But there are perks to being a champion. We're going to make sure that your support and your hard effort gets you. It's not a lot. You're just guaranteed not to run another badass. You'll catch that badass later down the road if you go on. There's a lot of state champs went out in the first round.
Yeah.
So, it's just our way. It is our way through the system to make sure that we take care of the champions and all their effort. And the buy run, nobody bitched about it. Nobody said nothing. The champion got the buy run the first deal. A champion got it. And then after that, the buy run went to whoever. That's fine. That's how it works. Everybody was cool with it. Very understanding of it.
Yeah. And somebody asked,
drag race with figure RC. Do we have to have insurance? Your club? No.
it depends on, like I said, if you're racing somewhere, you just need to make sure you got approval
Yeah.
for it, all that stuff. Now, if you're gonna get an event and have a lot of people, this, that, and
Well,
other.
yeah, but they're
Will
talking
you
about.
let me talk, or are you gonna do this? I'm tired. I'm getting there, but
Boy.
but if you're gonna have a big event or
CDV.
something like that, I tell you, if you don't have a place to race, your first places you need to go look at is parks. Am I right? Look, you ain't gonna talk to me now. But
I'm letting you run it.
but if you do have a big race,
Damn.
liability insurance, if you ever do a race, is not expensive. If you ever have any issues or need any issues, hit Tommy up and he'll help you out.
Yeah, James Cannon got insurance for our race, the Clash of Titans, and it was very reasonable for that size of race.
Yeah. But, I mean, most places you don't have to have it, no. Just a good place. You just want to make sure that the people are all right with you running your cars there.
Right. So there's plenty. If you can go back, you'll see plenty of information where Upstate No Prep RCs ran. You'll see No Limit Raceway, which is Sean Yulee. You'll see races from James and all that. So, guys, if you just want an idea of what the formatting and stuff, you can find it.
Richie, someone says you sleep on the porch.
I'm gonna do a well check on him later tonight, guys. Make sure he ain't been hit with a frying pan.
Dude, I ain't got right yet, dude. I'm gonna be all. She's gonna get me when I get off of here now. But what else was I gonna add?
What's some more questions, Val? Well, I know the throngs and throngs of the janitors fans have to be clamoring for more information.
All I see is raw Tommy, raw Tommy.
Let's see. I'm going. I'm having to go through both. Hold on 1 second.
You there you was. You was wanting to run this deal. Now you ain't got nothing to say. I don't understand.
Yeah, she all just cut me out.
Yeah.
She looked like, I've been trying to be good about not cutting nobody off because I'm bad about that. She always gets on me about.
Are.
But see, then she's gonna start taking over.
I heard there are some safety measures around the track area.
That's just so. There's no laws yet though, but they ought to be. You ought to keep people. What do you think, Tommy? At least 20 foot or more away from the track at all times, and nobody pass halfway.
So that's something that me and my group have struggled with, and we've got to look at as a whole. You've got about 10 foot in Pickens, and I really don't want nobody pitting from 66 foot down this coming year, but it's going to be a tough sale. What I'm probably going to do is if you're in a truck or trailer, you got to pit on the big end. You just got to have your head up. I mean, we need to, guys, with children at the racetrack, we have kids come to our racetracks, stuff like that. These cars, we have seen some 75, 73 mile an hour mid-track speed in the testing and the data. So 5.5 pounds is running 75 mile an hour at 66 foot. I don't want to get hit at 20 foot, let alone 66 foot, let alone 130 foot. So you need to think about how your stuff's laid out. You need to think about the safety measures of it. I mean, if you can, make sure that you're keeping all your stuff back. That's the biggest thing. Keep it back. Also, another thing, make sure the lipos are strapped in, taped in, buckled in. They must have something over the top of them. If I go to any NPRC series race, enjoy it. I don't care what state it is. There's going to be some basic like car safety rules you have to follow too, and that's one of them. We're trying to keep the batteries from getting slung out, and having some type of restraint system over the top of the battery, whether it be bolted in, buckled in, whatever. Velcro only isn't going to cut it. I have two of the quasi speed straps in my car that hold the batteries I run in, and they
That
can
was a good
still come a
plug.
little bit loose. Yeah, you like that right there. Go to teamgfrp.com for all your quasi speed needs. Uh, so, that's what I use. There's lots of off road straps. Before then, I used a Team Losi strap. There's PureTech, all your A Main Hobbies, you name it. Somebody's got a Velcro battery strap they sell that will work in some degree or measure for these cars, no matter what brand of car you have. So it's going to be a requirement as a safety feature at all these races, and things like that. Guys, a fire extinguisher is nice to have. It's not going to put out a lipo fire, but it is nice to have. I would like to say at least have a first aid kit on hand at all your events. If it's nothing but a $20, $25 first aid kit from your local pharmacy, CVS, Walgreens, whatever you got. You'd be amazed just having, somebody just falls down and got a little Neosporin and a Band-Aid, something, yeah, make sure that people understand where they're at, be able to point out local eateries, bathrooms. As a race director, it's not only your job to put on a race, but it's your job to promote what you're doing leading up to your races and stuff like that. At least he knows. He's gonna fix it. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kimbrick. He knows. He knows.
Oh man. But I tell you another thing too that I wanted to kind of let everybody know about WebRC this year. Um, we're gonna do the series, y'all know that now. But the other thing is we got how many races?
4, I think.
We got 4 races, and then after these 4 races, we have decided that we are going to travel, like Tommy said, all over. But we're not going to go to none of the races Tommy's going to. We're going to go to y'all's races. We're going to go. I want to go around and check out all the races that y'all got going on. So this year is going to be. We're going to show off the NPRC Racing Series. So if you have a series going on and you don't mind us coming and doing some live feeds or some videos, please hit us up and let us go, because we definitely would like to do that this year. Just be able to travel around and see everybody we can this year.
Yeah, guys. Val, y'all mentioned about somebody saying about scheduling on top of races. So I'm going to tell you what my group's plan is to do with things like that. Uh, this year, Vegas and the straight line shootout, I know my club will not schedule on top of. I can go ahead and tell you that. There's some more series races coming that I'm going to try to dodge. I'm going to try to be as multi-series friendly as I can. Now, myself, this year, my buddy states will be like Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. We'll be buddy states. And what that means is I'm going to work with the chapters within those 3 states to not schedule on top of them. What that means is myself, Nick Freeman, Mike McCutcheon, and Sean Euler are going to get our dates in line. There's going to be some more. I feel I'm not going to say, but I know there's going to be some more clubs close to me. So I'm going to work with them. Sean's going to work with his people. Nick's going to work with anybody that comes in Georgia. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and put a format together that will support cross-functional racing amongst the chapters. So I went to a North Carolina and a Georgia race this year. I want to go North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and I want to get up to Virginia. Maybe depending on if there's something in North Florida, I don't know, whatever, But here's my problem. I've got a ton of races I'm going to, and me and somebody's actually going to play with some like really sketchy race cars too. So this year gets very involved for me, but I'm not scheduling on top of at least 7 races that I know of. And I'm just going to do that to let people go do what they want. There's a few of the races I could schedule on top of that. There's that not everybody's going to Vegas. If you haven't gone to Vegas, I would tell you it's a pretty neat deal. If you just, a lot of people don't want to go because, well, I'm not fast enough, or I don't think I'll do good, or this or that. Let me tell you something. The fastest two cars were gone in the second round of the Clash of Titans. A lot of times you can go around to these races, and even if you don't go a bunch of rounds, you get to learning at a national level, getting to see how other national pro style level people handle their program, what they do, their mannerisms, everything can help grow your program. So taking advantage to go to the closest larger event than what you're normally used to, just so for the growth of you and your racing program.
Yeah. Yep. And
Any
like I
more
said,
questions, Val?
Steve Rule says, so are we already saying that Pickens is our track?
Yes. How did you know, Steve? But Steve, guess what? I can't say where and when, but who's to say South Carolina won't have more than one?
James Moore says, the sooner you approve people, the better for date planning.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, and that boils down to the people getting into there. Like I said, it's been real busy. We're trying to get everything lined up. We've been having meetings every night, it seems like, and talking and messaging and figuring everything out and listening to everybody's comments and watching. And so right now we're getting a lot of emails in. We're looking over. But after Thanksgiving, we're going to jump on it real hard and be looking at them, and I'm gonna shoot them into the board with us, and they're gonna get tired of seeing me having meetings, ain't we? But we'll get there as quick as we can, and we'll get it mailed out and do what we got to do and make it happen.
right. So, I mean, just remember, guys, this form, this competition compliance structure form that's going to be sent out. I know that sounds like a great long legal term. It's just this right here. This is how, once you agree to it, this is how you have to run the NPRC series races. And that's so that no matter who goes where, it's a standardized format that they can expect. The track's going to be its own set of challenges. Wherever somebody goes, it's different. So that is what it is. Whether it's instant green or pro treat, no, all that right there will be done. All that will be decided. You'll know when you show up, and it's going to be instant green. It's going to be 132 foot. It's going to be first round buybacks only, and it's going to be 1 point to show up. You get 1 point per win and an extra bonus point. You win a round, you get a point. You get an extra bonus point for winning a race. So,
and we're not going to do the final. Are we going to do the? Last year I think we had one where when you made it to the finals, you got a point, right?
Well, you kind of already you got one anyway because you won the semifinal.
Right.
So you got a point. It was you just got a extra bonus point to win. So all that, I will make sure that we could have done a better job total of wording it better. I mean, and that's our fault. I'll take that on the chin, and I'm cool with that. And I apologize to anybody that it caused a little bit of grief. So,
but like I said, it goes back to the same thing. It was the first year. It was trying to figure things out, and I think that it went by pretty good, and we had a pretty good year last year. So this ought to be a damn awesome year. This ought to be something that's just amazing for the whole sports series and everybody involved in it.
I think it will. I don't see any problems going forward besides this can get to be a little bit like herding cats. And here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to finalize some stuff about how you send your money in and stuff like that. We didn't have a problem with the money down here in Florida, so to speak, but we want to streamline it and make it easier on everybody involved. And we're going to come up with a way to do that. And you're going to hear more from us after Thanksgiving. I think that I haven't set a hard date, but my Toys for Tots race for the Upstate's coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do it after Thanksgiving or I'm going to do it the first week of December, one of those two dates. Myself and Peter Cole is going to get that hammered out. I'm kind of probably leaning towards December now just because I need more time to recoup, Rich.
All right, well
I
then
ain't
I
gonna
changed
lie.
that. If they're having a Toys for Tots, we're gonna make that 5 races before we start just doing the NPRC racing series.
And
We're
And,
gonna
and
do that
so,
one too.
and
let
let
me
me
let me cut
go
in.
ahead.
First is worst. That's been asked.
Yes, first is worst. So let's cover what first is worst means. First infraction ends the race. Doesn't matter what it is. Does not matter what it is. If it's red light, whoever crosses first touches an outside wall. This is at the Clash of Champions, and uh, this is how we ran it there. This is how we run it at my racetrack. The reason we do it like that is it takes a decision out of it. Whoever commits the first infraction, you're done. Now at the Clash, you may want to tell us soon, Tommy. Steve Rule, go check your mail. Uh, so we did have a rule: if you drove back down the racetrack, you got DQ'd. I had to DQ somebody. That's still a tough one I have to eat even right now. I missed somebody coming down the racetrack and didn't DQ them. That's on me. I take that one on the chin. But I own up to my mistakes, and I promise I'll try my best to be better. But guys, first is worst. It needs to be throughout the whole series. I haven't nailed that. That's kind of like nailing Jello to a tree right now. I know that Vernon and James in Florida, they're going to run their deal as first is worst because it takes the decision out of it. It takes what did he cross first and he took what happened? Well, he clipped the timing equipment. It takes all that out of it. Don't hit the timing equipment, guys. It's okay to lift. So that's what I try to tell people. Um, Anything else to do with the procedural stuff, all this will be laid out in your competition compliance structure form that's going to get sent out to you after the beginning of the year. I just like saying that. It just sounds professional as hell. It's got a good tone to it. All it
and
is just, hey, guys, here's the instruction manual how to do it.
and no, and it's coming from the South, so no comments
Yeah.
about the way that you read it out.
Yeah. You read it Northern or you can read it in Southern grammar.
Yeah.
If you're deep South, it's
You can be
SAUF.
you can be you can be as good as you think you can to get to the Clash at a time.
Yeah, the more gooder you run, the
More
better
gooder.
your chances is ours. I
Oh,
swears.
that's funny. You
I
ain't playing
mean,
Call of Duty tonight?
the kind of week I've had at work, I don't know if I can handle it, but I'm thinking about it. The servers have been shit. Matter of fact, I'm watching Sarah Ernst and Dustin, all them talk back and forth on the other chat about, hey, I'm ready to get on, whatever. So I'll be firing up Call of Duty here in a minute. It's kind of like crack cocaine. Can't get away
Hey,
from it. You talk about it, we can't.
Anthony Petaway wants you to elaborate on the 2-hour rule. I guess we need to elaborate about if it cuts into other states and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so here's where the 2-hour rule matters. In your state only. I don't care if I'm 45 minutes away from a North Carolina race. That don't count. It's 2 hours in your state. And what that means is if I type in your physical address for your racetrack and I type in another chapter's physical address for a race, they have to be 2 hours apart. Last year, the rule was 4 hours. And let me tell you how much heartburn this caused. There was a racetrack 3 hours and 55 minutes from Pickens. I had to tell them no because that was the rule we decided. And if I went back on that rule, then what else am I going to go back on? I'm a man of my word. Once we have decided as a group of board members have decided this is the rule we're going to lay in place, we stick with it. Come hell or high water, for better or for worse. We re-explored the rule this year, and in the objectivity of getting more people to compete, not just in my state. Let's take Texas, for example. Texas could probably hold 5 to 6 chapters under the 2-hour rule, no problem.
Easily. California
So,
probably could too.
California, you think about all this.
Florida.
This rule, I think, is to help some of the larger states to stop to where can I get centralized where everybody has to keep driving the same lane? If you've got 20 racers over here and 20 racers over here and 20 racers over here, and they're all 3 hours, 2 hours apart or whatever, it kind of makes sense they can have 3 series, 3 chapters. They'll probably travel to one another's racing some, maybe not all of them, but some. That's what it's about. I'm not trying to force a man to have to 6 times a year have a 8 to 10 hour travel log on a day to go racing. That's not what I'm about. That ain't what we're about. We're not going to do that. The 2 hours works. Plus, guys, guess what? It's more available entries to the Clash of the Titans for people to come have fun. This year, there was how many total eligible? 80 what?
I think it was 81.
81.
80, okay, 81. To be realistic, guys, I would like to see 150 next year. I know that's almost 100% growth, but so 150, you think about it, guys, that's I'd like to see it too, but that's 30 states sending 5. That's 30 chapters sending 5 people. You think about it. We could probably wind up with way more than that. You know, what if we get 45 chapters sending 5 apiece? Do the math. The
then
pot only gets bigger. Well, I think we got to figure out, and we're going to figure out a way from an electronic standpoint. If you can fill out this form and upload it, it just upload. We need to figure out a way, and we're going to do that, guys. This is all in the background of us. It ain't on y'all, but there's going to be a way, a standardized way that you need to submit points. It's going to be easy. Yes, I've seen that. I am the worst. I am the most horrible individual about computer skills there is. The damn iPhone.
To open up on that, but okay, good.
The iPhone is I don't know if I can edit it. All I know is I can open it on an iPhone. I hadn't checked with my iPad.
Now you can't edit it because I got it locked.
So
you can type into it, play with it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what I'd like to do. We'll get all that hammered out. There's a few small things we got to do, guys. Just remember, if your club gets accepted, that's a $50. That's a $50 buy-in from your club. That's got to be put up front before you'll be accepted, or before the finalization of your acceptance. And that goes to the Clash Champions, guys. So it's not. That's not. The board's not pocketing that money. We're not getting anything out of that money. These pots and these races, it takes a little bit to put them on. And, we're lucky that the cost structure to be in Okeechobee, that's another thing. Somebody brought up about cost structure and, there's plenty of blah, blah, blah. Let me explain something to you. For what we get in Okeechobee, it's a damn steal. Point blank. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now, I ain't ashamed to. Mm-hmm. What it cost us as a board through sponsorship money and stuff like that to put that race on was a hell of a steal. It's a great facility. It's location, everything. It's hard to beat.
Yeah. So, and like I said, the whole thing about the Clash is we're trying to make it. We want it to be an epic battle between racers, but we also want it to be an event that you remember, even if you're not racing. I want it to be something, like hopefully next year we can work out a deal with the. Having the same guy doing the pictures and everything, because that was amazing. You know what I mean? And work out some things so we can go ahead and pre-order them. You know what I'm saying? But
hopefully he can do some more karaoke.
Pay some money for a bunch of pictures and have them already done. You know what I mean? Where he just surprises people throughout the day, just randomly handing them things or some shit like that.
Power Mad.
Yeah.
Power Mad wants to know, is it $50 per club or $50 per driver?
Just the club.
The club.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's $50 from Upstate No Prep RC. It's $50 from No Limit Raceway. It's $50 from Okeechobee. It's $50 from the Virginia group. So it's just per chapter, not individual.
Yep. And we're going to work hard and work with a bunch of y'all, hopefully, to find the best prices we can find on banners and different things like that, shirts and stuff like that. And if we can work together on that, we'll get them down to a real low price, hopefully, and that way everybody can get them to their people. Because this ain't making money; it's about growing.
I could go ahead and tell you now, if once we get the artwork and sponsorship finalization for the Clash of the Titans, if you order shirts a month out, you'd have to order them probably a month out to get them. If people go ahead and start like, hey, I want a shirt, here's my size. Prepay for stuff, and they can be sent right to the racetrack down there that weekend, whatever the
Yeah,
case
we
may
have them
be.
there.
We can have them there. But like I said, if you want to sponsor it and you want to get on that shirt, guess what? You got to get your sponsorship in time. Right now, Val and Rich, starting after Thanksgiving, will be more than open to take sponsorship requests or forms for the Clash of Titans 2023.
Yeah.
Uh,
And if you run a business with anything to do with RC, be looking for us. We'll be
yes.
sending you an email pretty soon, and please call us if you need any questions.
Right, guys. So here's something to think about also. So everybody's seen all the banners, and Richie and them could post. You can go back and look through Clash Titans 2022 sponsorship list. Make sure this year going forward, and even new sponsors that come on board for the Clash of Titans and that sponsor the NPRC Racing Series, make sure you go spend your money with them. The reason being, those individuals are the ones that are sponsoring your dreams to have fun. So sponsor their pocketbook a little bit by buying their product. That's what keeps them able to keep you in races and sponsorships and everything. Like, my personal sponsorship deal. I mean, look, y'all have noticed that Hobby Shop Connection banner behind me for a long time. David and them have always took care of me. Dustin I don't know how, but he felt he needed to have a handicapped person on his team. So he's got one for tax write off. That's me. You know,
He tripped over Tommy
R1,
one time, felt bad.
yeah, tripped over me while I was sleeping with the mop handle. R1 is a sponsor of mine. Beach RC is a sponsor of mine. Nick Bell takes good care of me. Jeff Zuccarello will Get Stuck Prep. These are the people that I have invested in my program that I spend money with and that help me. There you go, get stuck or get gone. That's the way it is. So, there's plenty of places. RC Speed Secrets, the banner right behind Ballin, and they sell all kind of, turnbuckles and bearings and little, the nuts and the bolts and stuff that we use. Guys, think about all this. Go back and look. Go back and look at all the people that supported your hobby over the course of last year. Like if you went to a race and you seen a banner hanging for whatever company, those are the people you need to spend your money with. Point blank, support the people that support you.
Yep.
BBM Performance and Parts.
Always.
Yes, Mike Bush. I am so blessed. My club is fortunate and blessed to have Mike Bush. He's at our races, guys. Look right there, BBM RC Speed Secrets, right there. We're so blessed. Mike is my local vendor. Comes to the racetrack. Then you go up north with like Jeff Zuccarello, Get Stuck in the 419, and all these clubs that get all these support from all these different vendors and stuff like that. These are the things that keep us going.
And like I said, and you can't thank them enough. And we still got some prizes that we need to give away, but it won't be tonight.
Send me
We'll
the
do
tire
it.
prep. Send me the
I
tire
got
prep.
tire prep. I got some shirts. I got some other things. And what we'll do is just everybody watch out on my page, and Tommy, I'm pretty sure will share it too, and we'll put it on the NPRC Racing thing.
You mean our page?
I'll do it, but Valerie's working again, so she don't do much no more. I'm the guy that does the work, and all the stuff you see happening. It's me running a business and doing this at the same time because I got skills.
Dude, you're really sleeping outside.
But like I said, we'll make a thing and we'll go. But I'll get with her for real on the serious note, and we'll get all the names again, put them in a box, and we'll make a date, and we'll go live, and what we got left, we'll give away, and then we'll mail them off. So that way, it'll be for the peoples. Did you like that? The peoples that were good goodies or whatever. We'll get some goodies in there. But,
get some people, get some stuff for your peeps down in the street.
But there's all kinds of stuff to give away. So and like I said, we can just do that one night. Don't think. So y'all just watch out for that, and I'll post for it, and we'll do that. I got a race this weekend with Kyle Christie. We're gonna do live, and then we'll see what everybody's doing Sunday. We might do it Sunday. We'll see. But other than that, that's all I got. Tommy, you got anything?
I don't. Hey guys, for all of y'all that supported us in 2022, thank you. Have a safe and happy holiday season for all of y'all that's going to join us next year for 2023 for the champions. Remember, you are the hunted one in your group. You are the hunted in your deal. So you got to represent your group again. Ron, you're a Titan for a year. And
Yep.
there's a lot of us that are going to try to make sure you're not the Titan next year, buddy. So you
Yeah.
got that. You got a
And-
free
yeah.
free entry to the Titan race.
Yeah, and he's already standing there waiting on everybody else to get there. So
Right.
good deal.
Hey, King Kong. Guys, that's it for me tonight. I'm going to go play some Call of Duty with Malacote, Ernst, and Alfie, and all of them. Have a good time.
All right. Well, just when you talk to Malacote, let him know that I'll be sending an email in a couple of days or so, probably. You know what I mean? So
See, here's what you got to remember about Malacote. You'll be sending Joel an email. So I'll make sure Malacote knows to tell Joel.
I'll be like bugging him to death. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah. So I'll tell him. I'll make sure. Rich, Val, thanks for all that you've done this past year and everything that we're going to do next year, guys. This deal only gets bigger with one thing, your support. So come out and support your local NPRC chapters. And remember, don't just chase a national championship, chase a local championship, because local club racing is what supports the bigger races. Doesn't matter which big race you go to. If there's not club racing, there's nobody to go to a big race. So remember, support your local groups, support your local vendors, support everything that's local about your hobby. That way, on a national level, we all grow as one.
Yep. Just think how many races are going to happen for you to line up at the Titans to find out who's on top. So that's a lot. So be proud of what y'all do, and thank y'all.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Hey,
okay.
Tommy, one more question came in. Can race directors race in the series?
Hell, I was a champion last year. Yes.
All right. There you go.
So yes, I'll tell you this. Let me give some advice from somebody that did it. It was damn difficult to be the race director and race. I was able to win two or three races last year in the series. It was difficult from a standpoint that I had to go get my stuff ready and still keep the show going on a timely manner. It's not an easy feat to do it. I don't envy anybody that does it. I'm not going to bitch and whine because I asked for that responsibility and I love being there for my racers. And I've got a group of people that support me when, hey, I need to step away and get my car ready for a minute. They can fill in. So I've been blessed with that. Guys, race directors, remember this. The most important thing that you're going to do is you're going to have a good support staff around you. That's what makes your races go good. Coach RC or Coach DRC, it's Wheelman5 is my Activision ID. So that's what I am better known as Dr. Death on Call of Duty.
So
remember, support, getting a good organization and communication, clear lines. Guys, if you ain't never done it, reach out for help. We're here to help you. I'm going to play Call of Duty. Rich and Val's going to hit Rich in the head with a frying pan, get his head right for him, get him tuned up. So, guys, thank y'all for everything you do. All you NPRC racers, have a good night. Have a safe, happy holiday weekend, and we can't wait to see you at the Clash of Titans in 2023. Bye, guys.
Yep. Y'all good night. Love y'all. Bye. It's us again.
Gosh.
You did. There, now finish it. How about that?
Okay, and don't forget to check us out Saturday. We will be doing the Fall Nationals, No Mercy, in Irwindale, California. Kyle Christie will be running it.
Yep.
There we go.
It's going to be a good time. So y'all check it out. Don't forget to watch out on our Facebook before and on all the Facebook places anywhere. But we're going to be doing a giveaway. We might do it Sunday or someday. Y'all just let me know what day's good for y'all. And it's only for the ones that were a part of the
participating in the series.
Yep, that was part of the NPRC Racing Series last year. And other than that, that's it.
That's it.
We got something to eat?
Nope.
Good night, y'all.